Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Tarnation TV live broadcasting here at the Maverick Cup Series, the High Voltage Racing League. This week we are at Watkins Glen International for the Finger Lakes 160. That's 160 kilometers, 41 laps we'll be running today. And with administrator-controlled cautions, we might actually go caution-free. The last couple of road courses we had, they're very rare on the road courses, especially a long one. What's this track? 2.4 miles? I think it's 2.4 miles long. Either way, thank you very much for tuning in this evening. My name is Blaine Dolan, joined by Sir Rod Weston, the one and only.
Yes, 2.45. 2.45 miles, so you're pretty darn close on that. We're going to average speeds of 204 miles an hour into turn one to a whole lot slower in turn one. And now we're going to be doing the road course, as he said, with the bus stops and all that. Watkins Glen, one of the better road courses out there, I think. I feel it's kind of fun racing, and we should see a good one. Last time we had a road course, as he said, not a caution in the world, so that was pretty darn good. So we'll have to see if we can do it again. Last time Zach Rogers put a hurt on him. We probably feel he'll have to do that again tonight, but we'll see how it goes. Jack Merkel's pretty good at road courses himself.
Yeah, the last couple of road courses we've been at here at Maverick, we've gone to Sonoma and Road America, now Watkins Glen. So Sonoma, yeah, Rogers won the race with a 59.7 second gap. And then at Road America, Merkel won by half a second to Rogers. And then there was a 32.8 second gap to third. So those are the two guys to watch. If Nick Gunther's not here, those are the two guys to watch.
Yeah, and it was impressive at the Infineon race, or Sears Point, as some people call it. Now, Merkel he qualifies, but he doesn't keep the position. It was something that he was trying to do. We talk about it a lot, but he will start the race wherever he qualifies, but as soon as they start to roll, he asks for an end of the longest line penalty, which he goes to the back of the line, and then he tries to win the race from the back. And impressively, I believe he came back all the way to second at Infineon in a non-caution race, so that was pretty darn good.
Yeah, such a crazy thing to do. You know, he's so confident with your setup that you're like, you know what, I'll go to the back and see if I can survive this gauntlet. Because we're not out here with like 6 people. We've got 26 drivers online right now, 34. 2 of them are us. So 32 people, you know. And if Kiara is here, she usually sits out. But that's a lot, man. That, like, over 30 at a road course is insane. I think, I can't remember the exact record that Ben had for a turnout at a road course, but it is hard to get people to come to a road course in NASCAR racing 2003 season, especially on a Tuesday night. But here we are with a full server.
And the other thing too, though, is Sears Point. You know, you start when the start finish line. You go turn 1, turn 2. Turn 2 being probably the more of the problem first corner you're going to get to. Only it's not as sharp as what we're going to deal with today. And usually turn 1 here at Watkins Glen can be a kind of a bad thing. It's everybody's kind of going downhill braking, trying to turn at the same time. It's probably a little chaotic kind of corner, but we'll see how it works out.
The good thing about this version, we're running the 2017 version, so it's paved.
Yeah.
It's not the Jimmy Johnson crash machine that it was years and years ago.
True.
This, at least here, if you miss your breaking point, or maybe you just have to go wide because there's a couple guys on the inside, you can actually drive the car.
You'll see people literally drive right off turn 1, right onto the pavement and go around there. Even the real cup cars do that. Say we go through qualifying. Of course, it doesn't surprise me at all. Tonight's pole sitter, Zach Rogers, followed by Pablo Victor. The 22 of Michael Norman is back with us tonight. He is in third. Here we go. I'm going to mess this guy's name up. I always do that. What was his first name? Gutierrez?
Santiago
Gutierrez. That is.
Yeah.
Alex Rodrigo is in 5th. John Peavy. Matt Scully, sorry. Harvey Edwards. Jowson Landy Pavlon. JLP we call him.
Yep.
And your 10th place one is Zach Hall. And 11th to be Ulysses Sandoval. Josh Mercurio. It's our third place in points man, Austin the Plant. I'm going to let you go from there down through. That's about the halfway point.
All right, then. Then we've got in the 14th spot, because you left off at La Plante, Asanato. Then we've got in 15th, Steiner. Cromp qualifies 16th. Campos qualifies in 17th. Roy in 18th. Wetzel in 19th. Andrus in 20th. Benjamin Snyder in 21st. Mark Snyder right behind him in 22nd. RJ Bishop in 23rd. Hughes in 24th. Nevis in 25th. Anthony in 26th. Delgado in 27th. Pachon in 28th. And Matthias the Yankee ran it out the field. Let me see. We've got to keep going. He's at 31st. And of course, Merkel at the very bottom with Tate Dorsey as well. So 33.
You beat me up for qualifying.
Yeah, with a lotto qualify, I got you. Got you by one.
Let me buy one.
31 cars will probably start this. The reason I say probably is because, well, they got to make the grid. So we're staring at happy hour right now. We'll ride along with one of these guys.
And the funny thing is some of us, you notice that we use their last name a lot more than we do just to try their full name. That's all because there's always new guys that are racing and guys from overseas that have some really odd, weird names. The way we see it when we're looking at it, it's easy. All we see is their last name. So,
depending
don't use your first name, but it's easier for us just to do the last name.
And I know how, like at Rolling Thunder Gaming, they're part of their thing when you join their league is you're not allowed to use a first name. Your entire name goes in the last name field.
Yeah.
So then we can actually read both names in full. So you'll see that on the ticker. If you can see both names in full, those guys are just using the last name field. But then when we get the first initial, sometimes I can't remember what it is. So it's easier for us to skip the first name because you're always going to see the last name.
Every week, there's always at least one or two or three new guys.
Mm-hmm.
We're getting there.
Yeah, we're getting there. Yeah, but you know what? Thanks to every single one of these people who come out here and do this, because to come out here on a Tuesday night in a simulator that was made in late 2002. Look at me go.
Yeah.
And having 31 people start here at a road course of all places. And Watkins Glen is a lot of fun. We were talking about before how you can just absolutely launch these cars into what you're looking at right now. Carnby Edward going through the bus stop, down that first hill, then up through the S's. If you can get a good exit out of that, going up that hill, you could just be on the throttle and the thing feels like it's just about to break loose, but it just feels like you're in a rocket ship. A lot of fun on this track.
It's a fun track. What's neat about it is, like I always say about Sears Points or Infineon, is you really have to attack the track. Mm-hmm. This one here is one of those tracks that you attack, you finessively attack it. You have to attack it, but you got to be a little bit smoother, especially like going into the bus stop, turn one. You just got to be a little bit smoother on that. So, but it's pretty cool. Another thing, like I said, we talked about Michigan last week. Last week's winner, Nick Gunther. Followed right behind him by Denny Carroll and Cody Lamas with your top three last week. So, a little chaos going on the carousel, I think that was. I see that.
Yeah, this is going to be fun. I like the road courses. I kind of wish, I believe Ben is actually starting a road course series, which would be a lot of fun to call live as well. I mean, the Cup Series is great, but, road courses are cool. And there's a lot of great ones this community puts together, a lot of quality work, and a lot of these tracks are just flawless.
So as always, every week we give you a rundown, because most of the leagues that we run in, most of your drivers are pretty much from the United States or Canada. And, Benjamin has a pretty good international group out there. So there's 18 people from the U.S., there's 6 from Brazil, 2 from Argentina, 1 from Australia. I'm trying to remember his name, which one that is. 1 from Colombia, 1 from Honduras, and 1 from Peru. So the Argentinians are the 31 and the 025. Australia is the 14.
That's Trex.
Colombia is the 72. Honduras is the 009, which I think that's a new one, isn't it?
That sounds, yeah. Who's the 009? We do have a new name out here tonight. Let me find him. The 009 is Carlos Andres. I think he's been out here before. I'm looking at the 041 of Bale Steiner. That's a brand new name to me also.
And then there's, as he spoke to us earlier, we had a little, meet powwow with him before. There has not been an international winner this year yet. I think, Mendez got second at Daytona. Pretty close. Yeah.
Mendez has come close a couple times.
Yep.
And got tied up in some stuff late in the races too, because he's been there a few times. And same with Santiago Gutierrez.
He's always on the line.
Yeah.
So we have 4 Fords tonight, 7 Toyotas, 6 Chevrolets, which normally we have more Chevrolets. 4 Lexuses, we know which one those are. 2 Dodges, 2 Kias, and of course, Josh Mercurio in the one and only Cadillac.
All right, we're getting ready to grid up here right now. And of course, as always, we've got a brand new Grand Marshal for every single race so far this year. So I'll hit the button and we'll go to, I can't remember his name. Was it Nick? Oh, I didn't write it down. I have last week's information plugged in there. Anyway, Grand Marshal duties. Oh, did they just re-rack them?
Yeah.
Re-racking. How come some cars are on the track and some are behind the wall? That's kind of funny. Some are on pit road and some are on the track.
Oh, yeah.
That's neat.
That's neat.
I was on the track looking over.
Never seen it done that way. That had to be something that somebody did when they made this track.
I think it looked like they re-racked up again, but maybe not. Anyway, Grand Marshal for this evening. Take it away.
Drivers, start your engines.
George Nicolaitis from Survivor, Brooklyn South. Thank you very much for the call this evening. Drivers, start your engines. As we roll out, as half the field rolls out from pit lane and the other half roll down the hill.
Yeah.
Kind of neat. This will be a full parade lap, and we'll be able to go through all the cars and check them all out. So let's find the pace car and get rolling. And that's when the game will crash. We're not going to do that.
It always seems to happen that way, doesn't
it?
Yep.
We re-racked them a couple times, too. That doesn't help.
No. And then, of course, that was a short but sweet drivers start your engine. Yeah. Use the one I made yet, but mine's not real short. Mine's not short and sweet, but...
Yeah, I mean, like a lot of guys, they'll send it in. It's 5 or 6 seconds, I'm like, they could do 20 seconds if they want. I mean, we'll let her play. Like if it's short, I just leave it up there longer so people can actually have time to read who it is and where they're from. But George Ben's big into the Survivor stuff, so all the little spin-offs and whatnot, he's actually tapped 2, 3, or 4 of them to actually do the Grand Marshal stuff this year. So it's pretty cool to see all those people lending, able to give some time and throw that down for us. So thank you very much, Sir George.
I think that kid would be a great promoter for somebody, especially a local racetrack.
Other than Maverick?
Yeah. Oh, just in life in general, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
He would be a great promoter.
Well, like you say, he's got like the countries you just read off, you know, and it's like we can't even talk to half these guys.
I wonder how he does it. I mean, not knocking him, I'm just saying, I wonder how he does it. It's got to probably something on Facebook that he's getting a hold of that many people from that far away. He said they're from all over the world racing.
Yep.
Drivers,
I don't know what time it is in Australia right now, but it's got to be close to morning.
Yeah, they're almost like 15 hours ahead of us, I think. It sounds insane. It's crazy. All right, I believe we are back in the server.
We're heading into 10 and almost into 11 right now. Your timing couldn't be any better.
Yeah, we could have got right through the whole field on individually, but with a little bit of a lockup, not so much. Oh, I'm missing the 041. I think that's the only one I'm missing.
We're getting ready to take the green flag. Zach Rogers, your pole sitter. There goes my game. You'll have to take over for a minute because my game crashed.
What flawless turn one. That was wild. They're like, 9 wide out there on the paved stuff. But great job, guys. Zach Roberts pulling the hill there. Sorry, Zach Rogers. Now you got me doing it.
Ass.
Coming down into the bus stop, yeah.
Yeah, that was, I watched on the broadcast. That was a very clean turn one.
Oh, the chicane just ate a couple of people alive. I don't know who that was that went flying off to their right, our left. Looks like the 14 of Trex. Oh, he's yielding. Excellent maneuver there. He just pulled over and he parked at, who is that? No, that's Matt Scully.
Wow, did you see Zach Rogers come out of the bus stop though? That's crazy.
No.
He's sideways.
Oh,
he is not, yeah, he is sending that thing.
Yeah. Well, we're talking about, certain spots on this track, if you send it properly.
It's like I said, you attack it aggressively, but with finesse.
Yeah.
See, now, if you watch Zach Rogers, he was almost to the blue line out there, exiting turn one. They got, it's like they say, do you know why they put grass at racetracks? Because if it was asphalt, we would try to use it.
Right. Yeah,
exactly. I am not kidding. Monadnock Speedway, you've heard of Monadnock Speedway.
Yep.
Little track that I've raced at down here. Didn't have grass in the infield, but they had asphalt. They ended up repaving it this year. When they did, they put wicked curves and bumps to prevent drivers from going down in the infield to pass people.
Ah, okay. That's the thing, man. If they paved it, I'll drive on it.
That's it. That is absolutely a racer's mentality. Yep.
Yep.
I tried running in the grass this weekend. Slowed me down a little bit, but I managed.
Yep. Yeah, and these rumble strips on the side, that's still concrete.
Yep. That will affect them a little bit. You'll see some of them get a little loose on it. You can see as they come out of the turn 11 up there, a lot of them are kicking the back end out a little bit.
So there's Zach, like you say, aggressive but smooth, right? Like he's not fluttering, he's not twitching, he's just...
You can see how many of the drivers, especially the ones up front, turn one, they're way out there. They're using all of that asphalt out there. Curious, let's see what speeds, because that's the longest straightaway that they run on. And they go into the bus stop, and he is up to 180, 75, almost 176 miles an hour he goes into that bus stop. And it's hard braking, turn right, turn left, bouncing over curves.
Yeah, driving the absolute wheels off this thing. I don't know what the tire is going to look like, but...
When I looked in their thing, it said that, like I said, they do this on a 1X. I believe on fuel, they could probably go the distance. Close to it. It may not, it might be just shy of it. So, if that's the case, they're probably going to have a one-stop pit stop in it.
Go the distance. Oh, on one stop?
I believe they could do it in one stop.
Okay.
I believe.
Somebody's coming out of the pits right there. That's Dorsey.
In the pit, in the garage thing, it says they can do 41 laps on fuel. It's played this game long enough, that if it says 41, you're going to do 39. Yeah. You can do it. You can easily do it, but you're going to be using, fuel strategy and whatever. You're not going to be as fast.
No.
70 of Victor. He's still in second. Now, they're getting really rough on them curves on the bus stop there.
Yeah, Vitor in second with a couple of seconds behind.
Michael Norman back there in third. We're just kind of not much going on in front other than Zach just kind of rolling around. So I'm just cruising through and checking out some of the other drivers. So
on board right now with the 7-0 Apollo Vitor.
Gutierrez is back there on the track. Back and forth in the 81. Jonathan PV back there in the 5th, just jumping the curb out of 11. Josh Mercurial, the Cadillac of the field, is back there in 7th. 6th, I guess must have passed somebody from the last lap. Boo, Josh! He sent that thing into turn 1. He was sideways. Must have the setup just a tad on the loose side.
A little bit loose is cool though, because then you just absolutely, it's a little bit on the edge, but I mean, loose is fast. You can see into the bus stop we go with Vitor. And he's nailing it, but man, like Rogers is just right there. And you wonder how fast these guys are going to use their stuff up.
Here we are, we're lap 5. I know that's not too many laps, but that's quite a, that's a lot of distance on the road course. These guys are still running out there. There's a little bit of passing going on, not a whole lot, but running kind of nose to tail. Jack Merkel was flying Jack here. Currently back there in the 9th position. He's made quite a few passes since the start of the race. I like that though. It's like when I raced in my youth, if you were the points leader, you started in the back. And then nowadays they all do it by average positions and average finishes and such. You could have 3 bad weeks, go out, start on the pole, come back next week, start on the pole again because you had, 3 bad weeks. But I always like that. It puts on a better show when you come from the back and work your way to the front.
Right.
Currently, the only car we have 1 lap down would be Tate Dorsey in the 6th. Ooh. I'm just watching Mark Snyder there, and he kind of hit the wall on the straightaway.
Mark Snyder is Ben's father.
Yeah.
Pulling the hill on his way to the start-finish line right now. I seem to be missing a graphic or something for the start-finish line. I've got the checkers, but there's just a black void. Yeah, see, Mark's not using as much track at the bottom of turn 1 as everybody else. Most guys will go in behind that rumble bumpy thing. That's the actual word for it. What do they call it? Is it just a rumble strip?
Rumble strip, yeah.
Yeah, so like most guys will run behind the rumble strip, where Mark actually stays in front. Mark actually stays in front of it.
Here we are. We're currently on lap 7. Zach Rogers is still out in the lead. He's about 2 seconds over Vitor. Vitor's keeping him honest. Losing a little bit to him probably every lap, but he's not losing that much. Oops. We have Matt Snyder must have had an issue coming out of the bus stop. Smoking pretty good as he just went a lap down. Got passed by Zach Rogers.
I just focused off of him.
Yeah, he must have crashed or something. He's black smoke coming out of it.
He might have missed a gear. Oh no, this looks like there's left side damage. Yeah, there's some bad damage on the driver's side of that thing. He's going to go to the pits right here, yeah. That might be the end of his day, I think. We'll back it up and see what happened to Mark. We were just focused on him, and then you reported that, so.
Yeah, well, I was watching just to check in on, just seeing how much time that Zach was ahead and such, and I just happened to catch that. But I'll have to say, Victor's actually gained about almost, let's say half a second, not half a second, 5/100ths of a second on him. They're actually starting to run him down a little bit. That could be just Zach just kind of cooling down. Benjamin Snyder goes a lap down through the carousel. Good driver pulled right up to the high side, let Zach have the room.
Mark just lost it coming out of the bus stop. He got a little bit too deep, hit the grass, and that launched him across the tire wall on the left. Popped the motor. Engine ignition failure. Mark Snyder minus 1 lap ago.
You can have ignition failure when you hit the wall pretty hard.
You can have a lot of stuff fail. Suspension, bones, like break your arms. There's all kinds of crazy stuff that can happen.
He just Victor gained a little bit, and he just lost 0.3. So they're about the same speeds off and on. And everyone once in a while, Zach has a good lap. The next Zach, Victor has a good lap. They're kind of setting it back and forth.
Now, how far up has Merkel got? Because remember, he did start at the back.
It's currently up into the 5th spot.
Currently in 5th.
Taking over 4th from Jonathan Peavy right now. He's going to try to. And then his next victim would be Josh Mercurio right in front of him with the old pink Cadillac. Whew. Benjamin Snyder nicely gives everybody room to go down on the bottom. It's a pretty good race right there. Look.
I don't know what I just did there. I was trying to focus on Merkel.
Oh, look out, Benjamin. They're left, they are right, they are... Or Benjamin Snyder had everybody around him to come off that corner. Could not find a good, safe place to get out of their way.
No. He was trying.
He was trying real hard. Yeah. I think you're going to see Merkel's going to be in 4th when they get to the start-finish line. Yeah. Now we're talking about Merkel. Of course, right now, Merkel is the points leader. He is... Let's see how this goes. I think he's got quite a pretty good points lead, yeah. He's about 338 points lead over Josh Mercurio. Austin LaPointe, I'm surprised to see him. Austin's still right there, running strong in 3rd. Points, and he's been on the top 3 for most of the season, so he's had some pretty good races.
Oh, Mercurio gets loose and Merkel's going to get inside him. We're attached to Merkel right now.
That was wicked. Mercurio just kind of got a little loose off the curbing and a little sideways. Merkel went right underneath him.
Merkel took advantage of it.
A pretty good charge. Right lap 10. Be curious to see if they have to go, if they're going to have to get tires. You'll probably see him pit around lap 20.
Well, Mercurio lost a little bit coming out of the last turn there. Get this camera right on the side of the Merkel mobile here, and watch how close he is to this wall, setting himself up to these S's. Within a foot of it.
He's having a
just
ball.
Full throttle.
Probably has now. Now he's in 3rd position.
And then what would happen?
He's about 10 seconds, a little over 10 seconds away from Jack Rogers.
What would happen if the camera fell off the car right now?
Yeah. Oh no! Jack Merkel spins it through the bus stop. Caught the second corner and through the bus stop. He caught the curbing wrong. Oh no! Now Jonathan Peavy's around through the carousel.
Whoa! Yeah. See again. Right when I jumped off Merkel, he spun out. It's like the curse. I followed him around for a lap and a half, and then right when I dropped it, he misjudged that. So we'll go back here. We'll check it out.
I'm trying to see where he's going to end up. I think he's going to end up at about 5th spot. He didn't lose too much. Kind of spun it around, just turned it around, kept on going.
Yep. He actually almost saved it in full drift mode.
Yeah, dropped him back to 5th. Right behind Gutierrez. Wow, they're really using it. Holy cow.
Even doing a spinorama like that and only dropping to 5th.
Rodrigo, I hope I said that right, down turn 1. He come off, he was way out there. He got a little loose over the curbing. When you come off 1, you go out on that asphalt out there. He got a little bit loose on the curbing. Had to chase it out there. That was quite the save.
Rodrigo, you said?
Yeah. Okay. Turn 1 on that. You know how they go out there on the way out there. He went way out there and loose and saved it pretty good.
Oh, yeah. He was going for a drive. Check that out in a replay here.
Josh Mercurio there, as we said before, 2nd place in points. He's been gaining sometimes on Merkel for points, but Merkel's always right around him. I think, with what? 7 more races? 6 more races after this? Merkel's going to have make some pretty bad mistakes for Mercurial to catch him.
So Matthias Yankee is out. He's out with a... Oh, wow. Okay.
Have a surgery?
That is bad. Bad. Coming down the hill into number 1. Something happened and the brakes just failed or something. He got jammed in that tire wall, and that was it for him. An instant retire on that one.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. Disqualification for Benjamin Snyder. And Felipe Asanato is out with an accident as well.
Wow.
A couple of guys, and a tire puncture for Michael Norman. So he looks like he got a flat.
Oh, yeah, he did hit that pretty hard, didn't he?
Yeah.
Had to say hi to Mackenzie. She tried to call me, that's why I shut the phone off. I sent her a message saying, well, I tried sending a message hitting the button and saying I was broadcasting, but picked up everything you were saying as well, so I think she caught out of that I was broadcasting, so. Hi, honey.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay. I was just saying hi to my daughter. She's on there.
Same spot with Felipe Asanato.
Just didn't make the corner.
Same exact spot
Wow.
as Matthias Yankee. Just misjudged that corner, hit that berm, which basically lifts your car up off the ground, and then away you go, right?
See how far they're going? They're going just basically straight into one. Really not even trying to turn and stay on the track itself. They're going to using that asphalt out there. Like I said, you put asphalt out there, they're going to try to use it. If you just hit that inside curb, so they're going kind of like just before the curb and driving all the way out. When they're doing that, if you catch that curb a little bit, it's throwing them really, really off.
That's the problem. Yeah, if you do bump that curb, the rumble strip, even like under braking, well, now not all your wheels are fully planted on the track. You're not going to be able to stop the car.
Zach Rogers currently right now is about 6 seconds, just over 6 seconds ahead of Victor. And I was just looking to see he has lapped all the way up to the 17th position.
Yeah, Zachary Hall just went a lap down. Crocodile Cromp will be next in line. Now, Rogers, Vitor's running. He's running a really good race because then. Vitor is 6 seconds behind Rogers, who is going to definitely be the one to beat, as well as Merkel. But then there's a 16-second gap, so he's 10 seconds in front of the 86, which is Josh Mercurio.
And I'd be curious to see when does Zach pit, if they have to. I think they can make it on a set of tires, unless they were really conserving. And what we've seen of Zach Rogers, he's not conserving anything. Crocodile Cromp is just pulling down pit road. He just was getting ready to get a lap down, so he decided to pit. Looks like Victor's picking.
Oh,
Victor
really?
is. So Victor just turned off. So at lap 15, he pulled it off to pit.
This is your second place car, Paulo Vitor on pit road.
Josh Mercurio, third
16.
Josh Mercurio is on pit road.
Okay, so we're just starting the 16th lap. If they have to pit now, they will definitely have to pit one more time if they have to go every 16 laps.
I believe that is correct.
Look at this race down into number 1 here. Landy Pavline gets inside Delgado.
It's kind of funny because I was watching that. I was just going to say Delgado's template, Dodge Dart, like that.
Nice. Santiago Delgado on board right now. The 025 coming into the bus stop. Let's see what he can do.
Attack back and try to get him back, or
I mean, this is an area of the track that, like, if you're really good at it, you can gain, or maybe you lose. They're both about equal.
He tried. He put his nose out there to make him think he was gonna. We're quite close enough.
Always biting on the inside. He's made a great run through there.
Oh, yeah, got a really good run off that. Quite touched to the side. Now is the time where you draft. Try to outbrake him right here without pushing him off the track.
Lots of cars headed to pit road there.
Looks like
they're going.
Yeah, Avalon's gone in, headed in.
Looks like Delgado is choosing to stay out. Santiago Delgado, all by his lonesome now.
Zach Rogers is just coming off pit road. Now the question is does he come out with the lead or somebody stay out? And to see, we have to wait for a little bit for that know all that information.
Yeah,
you gotta get to the start finish line. When they start pitting like this, it changes so quickly. It's hard to figure it out until you get a minute or two to get everybody squared away.
Santiago Gutierrez coming out of the pits there. The people behind him. Wetzel behind him.
Gutierrez was currently shown in the second position, so if he's pitted, I would imagine Zach Rogers will still have the lead when he comes around. Somebody just stayed out.
Yeah, somebody could... see, Rogers will still have to pit, right? So...
Yeah, they'll do one more probably. They'll go to like lap 30, maybe. Maybe a little bit earlier. Yeah, because they're going to do a two-stopper.
Right. If he's able to get a couple more laps out of it, he'll definitely be able to do it on one stop.
After he crossed the start-finish line, Rogers is still in the lead. Victor's in second. Josh Mercurial third. I think that's...
Oh, Ulysses Sandoval on the grass. Rogers will get around him, headed into the bus stop here. He's still driving this thing sideways, even though you'd think he'd be old on tires. Yeah.
Not conserving much, but he also is laying down some wicked laps. So.
Well, look at the top right there. So his best lap is 1 minute 11 seconds, and his last lap was 1 minute 39 seconds. Does that sound right? Like a 20-second fall off?
You know what happened? I don't have GNL TV because we're getting kicked out.
Oh, you'd have to reset a patch sheet before you reconnect it. But I'm saying, just in the replay, like, look at the top right? I'm thinking there can't be... Oh, there it goes. Because he pit, that's why. He did pit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking there's no way there's a 20-second gap fall off. And that's why he's driving sideways, because he's got fresh tires again.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening to Tarnation TV's coverage of this race sometimes.
He's got just over 9-second lead over Victor right now.
Yeah.
I would say, as we predicted, he's taken a pretty good command of this.
Yeah. Vitor there in second, Mercurio there in third. It's basically after the pit cycle, it has remained the same. Cars that have retired this evening: Michael Norman due to a tire puncture. Matthias Yankee out with an accident. Benjamin Snyder has been disqualified from a race that he actually runs. And Felipe Asanato out with an accident, and Mark Schneider also with an engine ignition failure after his accident after the bus stop there in the tire wall. Rich Roy running in 22nd. Very simple design on that car, but super cool. Black and gray.
I was trying to see where Victor is. Oh, there he is. Victor is 29th in points. So, and he's... I'm looking at all these wonderful stats that were given. He's only made 5 starts, so this will be a 6th start of the season. So, just curious to see where he was in points.
I was watching that race and just lost it. What happened? There they are. RJ Bishop. Oof.
So,
Joseph Landy Pavlon here.
So I'm a little bit curious about one thing. Currently, Jack Merkel is shown in the 18th position. 1 lap down. I wonder if he got a penalty pitting.
Black flag being shown to Ulysses Sandoval.
I'm gonna check something, so give me just a minute.
Okay. Getting an update on Merkel.
I'm gonna try to see if I can figure out why he's so far back. Kinda curious. Shown 4th. Not sure what happened to him there. Being at the lap, it takes over a minute. It's hard to, it takes a while to get around the track to find out if he had an issue on track.
Jonathan Peavy and Santiago Gutierrez there. I'm watching that, trying to reel him in. That would be for 4th.
Sorry, I'm a little quiet. I'm trying to figure out what happened to Merkel.
Some lap traffic here that Peavy and...
Oh! Okay, we know what happened to Jack Merkel.
Okay.
Disconnection issue for a few... Yeah, so when he come out of turn 10, he disconnected.
Ah.
He was still connected. Yes, he fell through. So that's what happened to him.
Had to reconnect.
Yep.
Wow.
Sorry about that. I'm curious why all of a sudden he was down in 28th position. He's already back up to the 17th.
Yeah.
Still 1 lap down. He had a disconnect, and that kind of dropped him back about a lap. It took him that long for the... First, you got to wait for the server to actually give you the boot, and then you can reconnect. So it took him that long to get to that point.
So
sorry if that didn't seem very entertaining, but I was like, what happened to him?
No, that's interesting, because he was right up there, and then all of a sudden he's a lap down in 17th. Like, what happened? Oh, I was just going to say Mercurio was reeling in Vitor, and he just lost it coming out of turn. I don't know what number that is.
If I can find it. I know him well.
There's 11 turns here, right? Is that... I know that.
Yeah.
This would be about 9 then, turn 9.
10.
10.
Or is it the carousel, or was
it's the carousel? Yeah,
carousel.
The carousel, and he just the back end just kicking around. He was reeling in Vitor, and I was just getting ready to watch that little race there. But it's going to take him a little bit while longer to catch him again.
Do you want to know the carousel is actually 6? You know why it's 6 and then goes straight to 9? The boot. Okay. The boot. There's 3 corners in the boot.
Oh, there's a part missing.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Who runs the boot then? Not NASCAR, obviously.
No, NASCAR doesn't. IndyCar does. IMSA, the IMSA sportsman cars there, the prototypes.
So when you come out of the bus stop, this is live, by the way, not an instant replay. When you come out of the bus stop,
so through the carousel.
Through the carousel.
Right around the carousel, if you look to the left, you'll see an opening on the track.
Right.
So they got it right there. There's a road that goes right off. They almost go through it. That goes down to the boot. Okay. Then you go down that straightaway, and about almost a little way down the straightaway, you'll see you can't really see it, with the way they got the fencing.
I've noticed the curbing. I'm like, well, that's where they come back out, right?
Yep, so that's where they come back out.
I don't believe I've ever run that version.
It's a little bit, it's a little different, because, when you get, like, muscle memory of a track, you go out here and you just turn lap after lap. All of a sudden, now you're coming out of the carousel, you're going up and over, and then taking a left-hand turn on a downhill off-camber. It's different.
Yeah, that would be neat. Many different variations of this track, but this really is the only version I've ever run. I mean, maybe without the bus stop, but that doesn't really change much. Maybe a little bit of gearing, a top-end gearing thing where you'll launch you into that carousel a little bit faster because there'd be no chicane, but...
I watched an old Cup race, a little bit of it, and they did not have the bus stop.
Right.
So you figure they were doing probably 180 miles an hour coming into the carousel.
Yikes.
Of course, the bus stop was put in shortly after J.D. McDuffie was killed at the bus stop. He lost his brakes and ended up going up into the tire barrier and ended up killing the bus. Yep. Without the bus stop. That's why the bus stop was put in, to slow them down, because that's usually what happens in any form of motorsports. They don't, they think safety, somewhat, but once somebody gets killed, then they start really thinking about it.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Bill Snyder, I do not have the car file of the old 41, currently rolling around here in 14th. Ulysses Sandoval has retired. Kenny Campos is also retired.
It is actually kind of a cool looking car. It's black in the back, yellow nose. I'm not sure what the sponsor is on it, but his has a little bit of front end damage.
When was it uploaded?
It must have been today, because I went in and grabbed all the cars. So.
I grabbed in everything. That's weird.
Got a pizza sponsorship on it. Explain what it looks like, can't help you out, but you can see how much damage he has on the nose there with that.
Yeah, that is bashed in pretty good. There's our leader.
It's either going to give him more downforce or less downforce.
Might affect tire wear, might not.
That is something. Merkel currently I just going through the field there. He's up to the 12th position. I believe he is still one lap down. Yep. Gaining as many positions as he can. He's still cranking on it pretty good. Ponch is sitting back in the 11th spot. He is one lap down, so the Rogers has got him lapped all the way up to the 10th position.
Wow. Yeah, LaPlante is the next one. LaPlante actually just went a lap down. We watched him he just yielded. Jack Merkel has led the most laps this season with 338. Josh Mercurio has led the second most laps with only 169. So it's like, that shows you the skew on that.
Merkel's hard to beat because, usually he's, like we said, he starts in the back, but usually by the end of the race, he is up there, and he would have been no different. Would he have had something for Zach Rogers? That would have been interesting to see. But unfortunately for an internet issue or computer issue or whatever it was, he ended up being lost a lap. And some leagues, I don't know what Benjamin does over here. I do know that some leagues, if you get a disconnect, will give you back laps all except for one lap down. And you have a disconnect. But mind you, he doesn't. If they did one lap back, it would be a very unfair advantage, possibly so.
Right. Yeah, they keep you one lap down because then you're just like, it's considered a mechanical failure.
Yep. But they keep you one lap down. That way, should you be in the right position, you might possibly be able to be the lucky dog and get back on the lead that lap should a caution fall. Somebody, Neves spun in turn 10, just in front of the leader. Zach Rogers just put him lap down. Also put the 32.
Oh, we lost you.
Yeah, 32 of Hall. 32 of Hall just went a lap down. That's one of the, I believe that is in Lexus. One of the Lexuses there on Snyder's team. And let's see, so he's lapped all the way up to the 8th position. We are just past the halfway point. Victor is still back there in second, although he is about 30 seconds behind. Rogers is just kind of doing what he does when it gets to a road course. He's putting on a clinic.
I'm going to quickly see if I can grab that 041. Not sure how I missed it.
So I know that the 32 is going to pit. Hall, 32 of Hall is pitting this time by. The 08 of Anthony is on pit road.
And let's see if he's in here. I don't know if I can find it.
Austin LaPlante, as we said before, your third place in points. Currently running in the 9th position. That's why he's up there in third points. I mean, he doesn't win every week, but he runs consistently. He runs, does a good job. Just stays out of trouble for the most part, and finishes in pretty much every race, and that's got him up there in the 3rd place in points.
Such consistency by a lot of these guys too.
Yes.
Like, I mean, Rogers at the road courses is insane. Merkel as well, unfortunately, with the connection issues. But everybody else out here too. I mean, the road courses are cool, especially when the yellows are run by the admins, because everybody can just find a groove and run it. You're not really worried about like a Talladega Super Speedway type of thing where it's just crazy bump drafting, no white knuckle racing the whole time. You can kind of just get into a zone and just pick away at racing, have some fun out here. I mean, and it's a full track. There's always something going on. You got to pay attention so it's not boring, but it's also not too claustrophobic once these guys get rolling.
The 76 of Neves, the second time going through turn 10, he's hit the curving wrong. He didn't spin it. A heck of a save, but he's hit the curving wrong and had the car kind of, I tell you, they don't handle as well when all 4 wheels are off the ground.
Yeah, focus on Neves right now.
And doing that down there, and Noah Wessel just went a lap down. Maybe his second lap.
I like that. You were speaking of the 76 of Udo Neves. That's a cool looking car, man. That Zest.
It is a sharp looking rig.
Yeah, it's a good color scheme. I like it.
So let's see now.
I want to see him go into turn 10 again. There's that curbing we were talking about.
So Zach has got him, Rogers has got him all the way lap down up to the top 6. Josh McCurrill is just 1 lap down. Now he's got him all the way up to the top 4. You're doing, let's see what Zach's doing for lap time.
I'm showing a 111.9 last lap. His best lap was a 111.1. So really not even a second fall off from his best.
Looking at Anthony Peavy, he's not that far off the pace, but I was just trying to see where he was in relationship to the leader. So so I'm gonna guess Victor must have pitted because he is currently now 1 lap down, and Gutierrez has moved into the 2nd spot. Like I figured, some of them would probably pit around lap 30, so that leaves him with 11 laps to go. He can just sail on them tires a little bit longer. Curious to see when Rogers will hit. You're on him already, so that's even better. Waiting for him here, aren't you? Oh, that's something. He's got all the way down to the top 3 laps. And Gutierrez is now pitting, as well as Matt Sully.
Okay.
These guys are electing to pit a little early. Okay, Zach is going to pit this time by. Pitting a little earlier, getting out there on fresher tires, hoping they can probably catch up to him. Now we're going to probably see that where he's got all the way down to the top 3. Some of those drivers are going to make their lap back on this stop, and he does his pit stop. He's on pit road right now.
Yep. he got down to that 45-mile-an-hour speed limit, lickety split. He had that thing timed perfect. I'm sure this will be a full service stop.
That's what I was stopping to see. Left side tires going on. Currently, the top 5 are still on a lead lap, and that would be Victor in the 5th spot. Kind of see where he comes out. 4 tire stop and fuel. Let's see when he comes out on pit road. Who's around him? RJ Bishop's going to be coming around up behind him. And Mr. Carlin. Tate Dorsey is going to be just ahead of him, but Tate, we know, is a lap down already. It's pretty good, though. He's pitted. We'll see when he comes back around to see whereabouts, if there's anybody else that, unlaps themselves from his pit stop. Trying to find where Mercurial is. Mercurial's coming out of turn 11 right now.
It's going to take a pretty horrendous mistake from the 84 for anybody to have any kind of chance of catching him. Rodrigo within 50. Vitor was right on him, but now, of course, we're in a pit cycle, so we're waiting to see what happens with all that stuff.
Austin LaPlante, we just went down pit road. Josh Mercurial got himself back on the lead lap. Austin LaPlante had himself on the lead lap, but next time around he'll go back the lap down because he's on pit road. So right now, should the caution come out, I do believe that RJ Bishop, who's currently in the 8th position, 1 lap down, who's right behind Zach, or was when I last saw him, he'd be the lucky dog. Is about 9 laps to go. Caution free again on the road course. That's pretty good.
Yep.
I don't want to jinx it, though. These guys have got a good record on these road courses. So.
Yeah, great racing on these road courses. I was really pumped to get in here and do this. Like I said, it's a very, a lot of people show up to do this.
Yeah.
And it's cool to watch.
What did we say? There was 29 drivers that took the green.
29 are on the grid, yep.
A road course?
Yep.
Pretty darn
Tuesday
good.
night.
Yeah. Because if you're doing this series on like a Friday or Saturday night, you definitely probably would get more people. I think you'd get less of the true racer, and what I mean by that, I don't mean that none of these guys aren't true racers. Some of these guys have never stepped foot into a real race car. Mm-hmm. The true racers, you'll never get them on a Friday or Saturday night. You know why? Because they're at the local dirt track racing.
Yeah, they're at the dirt track.
That's why it's hard for me to come in here on some Sundays to get through the ASR race with you, because I'm racing
real stuff. We were just following Pablo Anthony around there in the 08. There's RJ Bishop in the 78. Gotta give some of these guys some screen time here.
Well, you haven't really
Pablo in the 68. Gonna get on the inside of Bishop. I know I've been trying to float. We try to get everybody. Not every. I mean, you can't get everybody, but I try not to miss some people. There's Zachary Hall, 32. We were talking about him a little earlier. We didn't get a chance. What's up?
That was close. Noah Wetzel and Victor on the exit of turn 1. I don't know if Noah. I'd have to rewind that a little bit. They had a little contact coming out of turn 1.
Oh my, yes.
Okay, so Noah Wetzel took the corner wide like everybody else has been. Victor took it a little bit to the inside. So when Noah came down, just trying to get himself situated to come down, they had a little contact. It was pretty close, but Noah just got kind of a little bit had to do a little wheel slapping back and forth, and and then away they went. You'll see he kind of just came down and touched, and Noah just kind of just chased it for a minute, hooked it up, and kept on going.
And Vitor was able to stay, keep from spinning out. We've got a battle for second here between Paulo Vitor and Jonathan Peavy.
I was going to say Peavy's in second, but but Victor's right behind him.
The 81 of Santiago Gutierrez is about 6 seconds behind these guys.
I think when we hit the line here, we're going to have 5 to go. That's the race, the best racing for position right now in the top the carts that are on the lead lap. 6 cars currently on the lead lap. The last one being Rodrigo. She's pretty close. If with 5 laps to go, he possibly could get caught by Rogers, but we'd have to wait and see how that works out. Victor is definitely whoa! Got a little too much curve coming up through the S's. That slowed him down.
I've been trained on Paulo here, watching him try to reel in the 2 of Peavy. Peavy's able to pull away in certain. Yeah, he's able to pull away, and then he's able to reel them in. So it's kind of a give and take here. In an entire lap, they each have their strong points.
Peavy went through the bus
stop. The end, they're in the same positions they were the time before.
Peavy went through the bus stop, just barely clipping the curves, nice and smooth. Victor went through the bus stop, inside tires in the ground, out left side, right side tires off the ground. They were going back and forth. He's using a lot of curve. He is hanging that thing out there, Victor is trying really hard to get up into that second position. Up to one of the good passing spots down here in turn 1, as long as you got the run.
On board now in the 7D of Vitar. Going into the bus stop here.
Was turn 1. Now we're going up through the S's.
Are you live?
Yep. Oh.
Because we're just coming into the carousel here on the 7D.
Yeah, I went back to go look at that. Didn't go back. You know how it is.
Yeah, I'm like, unless you were looking at a different car, that's why I asked.
freaking new guys, you know.
Yeah. Coming up with some lap traffic here. Who we got? Carnby Edward. He'll yield to the lead lap cars. Jorge Pachon is there as well. He's being shown in 13th position, a lap down as well.
Merkel still 1 lap down. He's made his way back up. I think. See, he's got into the 10th position. The darn thing is, when we see him a lap down, we don't get their interval. Between them on our little cheat sheet there. So he's made his way all the way back to the 10th.
You do on GNL, so he's a negative 1 minute 33.
But like I said, it's not working for me right now.
It's not really the same because he's a lap down, right? So
yeah, he's still currently in the 10th, which is good for him. I mean, back up here, at least in the 10th position, is going to take the points that are going to be taken away a lot less. It's going to be a little less easier pulling the Band-Aid off, you know. Currently, I'm trying to see how Hall's going up through the S's, and so he's not that far behind me. We got about 3 laps to go. So the laps are going by. I haven't been paying attention to them. We've been so busy with everything else.
This battle for second's pretty good. Like PV again, down into turn 1, setting up the uphill through the S's on the way to the bus stop. Keeping the 70 in his rearview mirror. It's right there, but he just can't find a way to get around it. Almost waiting for the 2 to make a mistake.
Gutierrez back there in the 4th position. He's about, probably around 10 seconds behind them guys, but he's still in the 4th position. I think it's Rodrigo's in the 43 that's about 6 seconds behind him, so he's as long as he can keep it going straight, he should have 4th position. Zach Rogers, what a race he's had. That guy is a road course guy. He is wicked on him.
He's unbelievable.
I think we're going to be coming to 1 to go this time.
Oh, no.
Puts down another car lap down. He's got just past Mercurio, so he actually just went a lap down. Steiner, the 041, just went another lap down.
There is your white flag in the air. as the 84 takes it.
I want to get back to that PV battle because that's got to be good. Watching it.
Yeah, Rogers is there. The 2 of PV. Rogers has a 44-second lead. Well, PV hasn't crossed the line yet to give us an updated time.
Yeah.
It's going to be bigger than that. Vitor has actually fallen back a little bit. I wonder if these guys maybe have used up
Oh, I imagine he did. He was
a lot of
running
the stuff.
hard.
Yeah, they were really racing each other. They're pretty good. PV was able to keep the 70 behind him the whole time, but I mean, they're both.
It's, like I said, you watched them go through the bus stop. There's the white flag for PV.
44-second gap turns into a 45, so about a second at it.
Watched them go through the bus stop, like I said. PV was really kind of, not using a lot of the curb. Victor was really using a lot of the curb. Now that doesn't necessarily mean it's a better or worse way to do it. But when you bounce using off the curb like that, you do wear a little bit more tires because you're kind of airborne and the tire comes down and hits. It's going to slide. Apparently PV's got just about a second lead.
Your checkered flag.
Rogers wins himself another one. Red Bull Toyota. PV just coming off of Carousel. Still about a 2-second lead over Victor. Nice and smooth into turn 10 for PV.
Such an awesome run for Rogers.
Yeah.
PV has not finished the race yet. Vitor, I think, has given up. He's like, look, I need to make it to the end to get the third play. We'll take the third.
PV goes in second.
Yep.
Victor goes third. Gutierrez has still got a ways to go. He just went across the line. Rodrigo just went across the line. Everybody else will be the lap down, so they've already got them. So
the flagman was getting tired on that.
Yeah. Caution, another awesome caution-free race.
Yep. What a run by Rogers, man. The guy just puts on a school. He's got the Bulldog Racing YouTube channel where he streams from inside the car if you want to watch him do his thing. We pulled him in here live last time. This time I couldn't get it hooked up. I totally just forgot that he does it actually about halfway through the race. I'm like, I should have done that.
Of course, the last time we did it, we half through the race we were calling him Roberts.
Yeah. Then we just started calling him whatever we wanted, Davidson. We just started making stuff up. There we go.
Still miss some of your impression days. Those are pretty good.
Yeah.
Congratulations to Zach Rogers on his victory today.
See if he can get these tires to light up. He can't get the tires to light up.
Jonathan Peavy in second. There's a Pablo Victor in third. Gutierrez in fourth. Rodrigo in fifth. Curry coming on sixth. JLP's in seventh. RJ Bishop, we didn't really get a chance to talk about him too much today, in eighth. Jack Merkel made it all the way up into the ninth position. And Austin Plant, once again, right here in the top 10. That's your top 10 for today. Let's see if we can find Victor. Him up here. I don't see him on the TeamSpeak. Probably cannot do that, so we'll grab Jonathan Peavy. Jonathan Peavy, Rod Weston and Blaine in the booth. How you doing, buddy?
Doing good.
Heck of a race there. Granted, a little ways behind Rogers, but that's all right.
A little ways, he said.
Little ways. Heck of a battle going on there at the end with Victor. First, just tell me a little bit. You weren't up front all day. You did okay. I'm not saying you didn't. You weren't really up front, and then all of a sudden you just kind of showed up. You did get a top side, sixth place starting position, but you just kind of showed up there at the end, and then kind of got it all the way up to second. That's pretty good.
Yeah, I had the advantage of having all of my gears, and poor old Victor did not. He didn't have second gear that last run. So that was really the only reason I was able to stay in front of him, is because I could get off the corners better than he could. He could beat me into him, but I could beat him off. And,
That's pretty good.
No, I mean, I started sixth. I went around one time whenever Jack Merkel went around, and I tried to avoid him, and then I spun around. But I stayed in the top 5 most of the night, and I think Mercurio had a issue at one point where he either got some damage or spun or something and burned up his tires, so I was able to get around him. But I was focusing on keeping it on the track all night.
And you did a great job. So looking it up, you're currently 7th in points. You a little ways out from Merkel. I think that's I don't believe you'll ever catch him, but you're not far away from the few guys in front of you. Tate Dorsey and Jorge Pancho. So you might be able to get yourself up there a little bit with the good performance you had today.
Yeah, I was 4th, but I missed the race last week. I had some family in town. I was not able to make it. So that dropped me down a couple of positions, but I'm hoping I can find my way back up to at least top 5 in points, hopefully maybe even 4th, and get back into there.
Looking at the stats there, you've only run 13. Well, this would be your 14th, but so everybody in front of you has got one or more or 2, because you've only run 13. Merkel's run 16, so you're 3 races behind, and you're in the top 7. It's not bad at all.
Yeah, I've had a few races where I've not done very well, or I've either had damaged that took me out of the race, but I prefer the Matt Kenseth approach of steady consistency.
Then put Joey Logano in the wall when he messes with you.
I just put Joey Logano in the wall just because he's Joey Logano.
I'm with you on that one. I sliced Bud my butt, I tell you. Not a Joey Logano fan, so you're good. Like Matt Kenseth, though, yeah.
Is anybody? He took over Tony Stewart's car. Like, no.
Yeah, you got big shoes to fill, and he doesn't quite fill them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people like Tony either, but I always did.
Yeah. I was a Dale Jr. fan growing up.
I was a senior. I was a senior fan, and then when senior passed, I went to junior. I've always liked Martin Truex as well because he drove for him. Then when Junior went to the dark side, I just stick with Truex.
Yeah. No, I've kind of stuck with Dale Jr., and now it's not so much of any one driver. I've kind of got a few that I keep my eyes on, and just kind of pull for a few. If I had to pick an up-and-comer, it'd be Hocevar.
Yeah. A lot of talent there.
Yeah, Hocevar, and then probably Zilich when he gets up in next year.
Yep. He'll do well as well.
But no, I enjoyed tonight. I love Watkins Glen. It's one of my favorites. Road courses in general are my favorites, but it was a race for second place all night. That's all there is to it.
Hey, that we knew that coming into it, but that's coming out there second. You got you're what you call the first loser, which is actually the winner. So
well, if you ain't first, you're last.
That's right. So we're going to give you the floor to thank the people that have got you here, but go for it, buddy.
Oh, those guys over at KVM that I race with on Thursday nights, they're a good group of guys. I enjoy racing with them. I enjoy racing with most of the guys here. Jack is one of the faster ones. I like to try to chase him, as he's a good rabbit to chase. So I'm always having to push harder to catch him and Mercurio and Rogers. So they're always a good group to catch. But yeah, no, I appreciate the everything the admins do, Ben and Keith and Tate, as they put this on and get everybody here. Like I've said before, it's hard to find a league with a full field most of the time.
Yeah, these guys don't disappoint in that respect, especially on a Tuesday night. You got 31 people starting at a road course.
Yeah. No, it was a lot of fun. So, but thank you guys. I appreciate y'all for doing the broadcast.
Yes, sir. So there you go. There's your second place finisher for tonight, Jonathan Peavy. Got to get yourself up there for a little further in points, buddy. But good race. We're pretty proud of you. That was good.
Thank you. That's my plan, is to give you something to watch.
It was a great race to watch. So congratulations, buddy.
Yeah, and interesting to find out too that Vitor only had 3 gears, second being the missing one.
Now we got the winner if he's there. You there, Zach?
Yep.
Okay, so I'm disappointed in you. You left 4 cars on the lead lap.
Yeah, what the hell?
What's wrong with you?
I'm disappointed in you too.
Sonoma.
I know.
I was saying at Sonoma, there was top 5 on the lead lap.
I'm disappointed too because you should have shared the laps led. Why did you? There's a good question. Why did you have to lead every single lap?
Did I lead them all?
Yes, you did.
Because I wanted to. Who the hell shares leading laps? Get out of here.
It's a 41 lap race. He led all 41 of them.
Hell yeah, I did. This track's my baby.
No kidding.
Oh yeah.
We were watching.
Most winningest track on the game right here for me.
So we were watching you. You about drift that thing through the carousel. Oh, it's not the carousel, the bus stop.
Yeah, there's like an art to bouncing off those curbs, and I figured it out. And it feels nice after a while. It's kind of pleasurable. You just like go over the first curb, and then you like turn for the next curb, and you hit it just right, and you're like, oh yeah, that was great.
And the good thing about it too, though, is you're doing it like you're a little. It makes you like a little loose, and actually takes some of the wear off of the front tires and puts them to the. You wear them a little bit more on the rear, so it always kind of balances out.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't worried about the rears wearing. The right front wears on any version of Watkins Glen, any setup, no matter what you do. So I was just kind of glad that the wear wasn't too high, because the right front can just kind of fall off the car before the fuel runs out of it otherwise.
We didn't know. I didn't get out there and turn laps, but what could you do on fuel? How many laps could you go?
16.
Yeah. Okay. So that means
you could technically go like 16 and a half to 16 and 2/3 of the track, but you would run out. Like I think when I did a practice run, I like ran out of gas right off the carousel trying to see how long it could go, and that was like 16 and a half-ish laps.
Yeah, so the 15, the 30, and then run 10 last 11 laps flat out. That's pretty good strategy to do then.
Yeah, honestly, the only lap I went for it was the first lap after I got out of the pits. Once I got by Tate in the 08, then I like kind of was like, I want to set like a heater just to like kind of set a heater, and it was a 110.6, which was good, but still about a couple tenths off a good heater. So, but it was in the race, so I didn't want to risk wrecking it either. I had a 40-second lead at that point.
In the 84 tonight, is that your own number? Were you running for somebody?
No, that's Cody's number. Come on, Rod. That's Cody Thomas's number. He's run it more than me this year. Come on now.
That's right. Okay, sorry.
You're good. I know there's a lot of people subbing, so it gets hard to remember whose number it actually belongs to, right?
No, you should try to come up here and broadcast this league. Every week you have 4 different new drivers. You've got names from, people from overseas that have got the weird names and we don't know how to pronounce them. And
I think we're up to 111 or something drivers that have started this year in 17 races. It's insane. Full-time job.
It's kind of fun doing these. There's a lot of, like I said, different names. We got to the point now where we're just use last names. The good news is this time we didn't call you Roberts all night, so that's pretty good.
Oh, I appreciate that.
I actually did it more. I think I actually slipped it up.
Not me this time.
What have you done, Rod? What have you done?
Yeah. All right. Well, congratulations on kicking their butt again tonight. So I'm going to give you the floor. You can thank the people that got you here, and we'll get you out of here.
You want to get rid of me already?
Unless you want to sit and chat. I don't care.
You don't want to do a 15-minute interview like at Sonoma?
Sure.
Yeah, sure. We can talk.
Yeah, if you got any more questions? You want to know how many heart attacks I had tonight past people?
Yeah, there was some. Yeah, I did see a few of those. We didn't watch you, 100%. We kind of went through the field a little bit.
I would hope not. I was gone.
Yeah, and we had although
we
PV
kept checking in on you. Then you were still in burst the whole time. So
yeah, and going, but PV and Victor put on a pretty good race there for the last 4 laps, trying to go for second. So
yeah, I'm glad you guys had a good battle there. I know Vitor was kind of in his own little world too for a little bit, and then I think he had problems with lap traffic, and he lost like 10 seconds to me 1 lap. So that created that battle there at the end. So I mean, I'm sure that was a good show to watch. There was Bishop and Pavlon were fighting for a position in the top 10 too when I was catching them, and then they pit. It was funny. They pit. I hadn't lapped them yet. They pit in front of me, and then I went a few more laps, and then I pit, and I came out in front of them.
I don't think Merkel would have. Wow. I think Merkel would have probably taken second. We were watching him, and when he came from the back right up through the field pretty good. Got all the way up to got all the way up to third, and then his game crashed. And he came back to, I believe it was in 10th position from, being a lap down. No cautions, and you out there, that rabbit that he's trying to chase, sorry. It didn't do him much good, but he's got about 344 points ahead of Mercurio, so I think he's safe.
Yeah, he'll be all right. I know he would have loved to have competed more on some of these road courses, and tonight without the game crash, and then Sonoma, of course. If he hadn't made that bet at the beginning of the year, he wouldn't have had to drop to the rear, So I'm sure he, wishes he could have just started at the front and been at the front the whole time. We would have had probably a little more fun.
Yeah, I think he would have. I don't think he would have. I don't know if he would have ever caught you. I'm pretty sure he wouldn't have, but because as it were, the second place car, they were. While you were probably 4 or 5 laps from putting them a lap down, you were pretty darn close to them.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if I was going to get to Mercurio, but he spun out of the carousel right after his last pit stop, so that kind of put him in a hole.
All right, well, now I'm going to give you the floor, let you thank people so I can get out and do other things tonight,
Oh, you want to go to bed? Is it bedtime, Rod?
No. Bedtime's probably 3-4 hours away. So.
Okay. Yeah, well, I got to thank you guys for broadcasting. I got to thank Ben, Keith, Tate, now Jack too. For all the stuff they do for the league. I was glad I didn't touch anybody tonight, so there's no concerns of post-race review for me. Everyone was really polite and gracious of doing their best to move when they could. Some people didn't move, but they just missed the corner instead, which helped me too. So there were a few scares, but it's all good. Nothing happened. So appreciate everybody in the field for being courteous, respectful, just like they were at Sonoma. I got to shout out my painter, Cody Lamas, for not only letting me drive his car, but also for painting me this Bad Fast Red Bull Toyota. I'm going to shout out my shirt. I wore my Shane Van Gisbergen Red Bull shirt tonight, and it gave me all the good luck in the world. So,
awesome.
Heck yeah, we were the virtual SVG tonight in a way, I guess you could say, and we put a show on for sure. Led all them laps. I got to thank a league out there that I've been running at for the last few months over at Bomb Squad Racing League. They're a good group of guys. Nice. We've been running off-season fun stuff lately, so if you're looking for just like a fun open setup thing to do on Thursday nights at 9:05 Eastern, 8:05 Central Time is qualifying, and since it's off-season stuff, we've been waiting sometimes if people are running a little bit late. So if you want to do some open setup stuff, it's primarily game tracks, Cup Physics on Thursdays, and then they also do trucks on Wednesday night and Xfinity on Friday night. As long as they get like a certain number of people, they'll do like a little short 25-30% race. So if you're looking for some open setup fun, those are the guys to check out. And can't thank BSR Magoo enough for giving me another shot with those guys back in May. So it's been fun.
There you go. Your first place finisher, whooping up on them at Watkins Glen today. Congratulations. That was a pretty good race, buddy. And a good shout out for your league. There's not too many of them out there now that are open setup leagues. So.
Yeah, I'm not an admin or anything over there, but I'm very fortunate to be able to race there. They're a great group of guys.
That's awesome. So there you go. Your winner tonight, Zach Rogers. Thanks, buddy. Good job.
You're welcome, man. Thank you.
Thanks, Zach. Congratulations, bud. Phenomenal run, dude. Oh, my God. All the laps, wins by almost 47 seconds to PV and Vitor. And I guess we couldn't get Vitor on the interview there, so...
Yeah.
It might have been a language barrier, but yeah, awesome driving by him, man. Like just watching and then finding out that he burned out second gear and he was still putting on that show. So he's got
really good. Even know.
So what are you doing when you're downshifting? You're going 3 and then to 1.
So it really depends a lot on what you're running for a wheel. So if you're a driver that's running
sequential.
So everything I do is sequential on my wheel. It's just a push of a button. Some of the guys, mine's not. Yeah, sequential is just putting a button. Then if you got the ones that actually have the shifters.
Yeah, you could skip
That's when it can get interesting. But with me, it's just like you get down to where you learn to double tap your wheel. Really, you know what I mean? Double tap your shifter really quick to get from that one gear to the next.
To skip.
Where that kills you is you're on in second gear, you come down. So just for example, the first corner is once you get down and slow down is a first gear corner. So you come off there, you go on, you hit second, and then you run second almost till you get into the second corner. Then you hit third just before that. So you got to figure he's coming off double shifting into third. Now instead of having that good RPM, good pull off the corner, it's kind of a drag for a little bit until the RPM range kicks us up, and then he can go up through. So you're going to lose time there. You're going to lose time off the carousel. Some depending. Like we didn't run it. We don't know what the gearing was. I didn't pay attention to what because we didn't know at the time.
We didn't even notice.
Yeah,
he was able
to
dance with that with no second. He was able to do it, and it didn't even dawn on us to be like, hey, why does that look so different? It looked normal. He made it work.
I was just going to mention something here. Looking at new information that was given to me tonight by Blaine, which was the actual points for the Maverick, the way they do it, the way everything like that. You've only got about 3 drivers that have run every single race, and then your top 12 have run 13 races. Yes, there are other drivers lower down that have run more races and such like that, but have had bad luck. So you realistically, some of the top 5, I don't see. I don't know if Mercurio can actually catch him. Merkel's going to have some really bad races for him to catch him, because we're only got 6 races left.
Yeah, and I'm looking at the starts. Mercurio has started 15. Ben and Mark Snyder have started 16, and Austin LaPlante and Jack Merkel have started all 17 races.
Right.
That's weird that the Snyders would have had 17 as well. I wonder why that stat's skewed. That doesn't make any sense. Ben,
you must have the new points. You must have the new points from.
I'm using score 4 just to get the tally.
Okay.
I must have missed something.
Yeah, looking at the points from last week's finish, and there's a few drivers that are going to change positions possibly, because right now we're not. Let's see, they go. We can look to see.
And that's crazy too. The laps led. First place, Jack Merkel, 338. Second place, Zach Rogers with 173. He leapfrogged Mercurio. He hasn't even raced. He's only raced in like 5 races. He's second in laps led.
Yeah.
Unreal.
That was a awesome race, though. Caution free again.
Yep.
We love to see them. It's good about a caution. Sometimes it gives us everybody a chance to line up. It gives us sometimes a little more to talk about. We have plenty to talk about. It was just all over the place, though.
Yeah. That's the thing. We're trying to keep track of the entire track. And with 31 people starting, there's a lot going on. But I noticed, too, you can check here, the export shows the penalties. And this is actually a little easier to see this time because these are real penalties. A lot of these get cleared in bigger tracks. So these penalties here, on lap number 2, we had the number 6 for cutting the inner loop, serving a stop and go. On lap number 9, the number 7 was charged with reckless driving. Disqualified and scoring has been ended. That was Ben. And who's the 6th? The 6th is Dorsey, right? Yep. The 96th, speeding in the pits. That's Ulysses Sandoval. Drive through the pit lane to serve that one. Speeding in the pits by Dorsey. Stop and go penalty. And the 48, cutting the inner loop. A stop and go penalty right there. That's Noel Wetzel. So those are your penalties right there.
In real life, what happens is, if you cut it, you just stop and then you go right there and you're fine. Right. But the game doesn't do that, so you've got to kind of go through the pits and do a stop and go. So
yeah, the game sees you trip that little trip wire there, and it's like, well, that's a penalty. They don't care if you give the position back. But that's the glory of a 20-plus-year-old simulator. It's pretty damn good.
It's still great. Like I said, for a road course, 26 cars out there tonight. Nothing wrong with that at all.
Well, and a penalty like cutting the inner loop, a couple of guys got penalized with that. That's a very track-specific penalty. So, again, even though it's 20-plus years old, they still had that lingo for this specific track has the inner loop. You're not allowed to drive through it. You get a penalty for it. Like you're not going to get that penalty at Michigan or Kansas. So it's pretty neat they were able to do that stuff.
You also got to remember, like we said earlier, why do they put grass in places on racetracks? Yeah. If it was asphalt, we try to use it.
That's a cool one there too. It says caution flags 0 for 0 laps, lead changes 0, 1 driver.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
That's pretty good when you go out there and you just whoop up on them.
He needs to have that on like the back of his spoiler or something. Lead changes 0, 1 driver. Because I led every single lap last week.
Whenever he shows up, he's very, very competitive for sure.
Oh, yes.
And the road course is, it's. I want to say I think he's kind of going to be hard. He's hard to beat on him. I think I would have really liked to have seen Jack Merkel get up there. I believe he would have made it probably all the way up to the 2nd position. Unfortunately, the disconnection or computer issue dropped him back a lot, but he still managed to do real well and make his way up through there to the 10th position. Keeps, he didn't beat Mercurio, but he just kind of lessened him, taking points away. So that's pretty good.
Yeah, and it was fun watching Jack work his way back through the field like that. But yeah, that was unfortunate. But yeah, always fun. There's stuff going on all over the place in these races. And it looks like next week on Tuesday, September the 9th. Are we skipping a week? Yeah, we are.
Not up next week?
Yep, September the 2nd is wide open. Our next race here at Maverick is September the 9th at Atlanta Motor Speedway. The following Tuesday will be at Bristol Motor Speedway.
Oh, that'll
23rd, New Hampshire Motor Speedway, and nothing on the 30th. So the 9th, the 16th, and the 23rd is what we're doing in September here. So next week off, and we'll see you the week after that. But, yeah, not too many races left. What is that, 7?
I think there's 6 left. 6 or
Atlanta,
7.
Bristol, New Hampshire, Talladega, Martinsville, Phoenix, and Homestead. So 7 total remain in season number 5.
So I'll be practicing a little bit, and Loudon, and I'll definitely be practicing out there with them at the Martinsville. We'll have lots of information for that because I love that track.
Yeah. Oh, Martinsville is going to be cool. So is Bristol. I like how they got some super short ones in here, a little half mile. And 2 completely different styles. You got Martinsville being flat, and Bristol is far from being flat.
And literally Bristol, depending on what version of it, and some of them have a bump in the corners that makes it a little tricky.
They should run the OG 2003 release before they fixed it. Before the 1201 patch, where it actually had 2 pit roads.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Remember that one? Because then in the 1201 patch, they made it 1 entrance and 1 exit. But the original launch of the game, you had an entrance on the front and back. And you get the crisscross. That stuff was insane. Trying to remember where your pit stall was. I'm like, I think I'm on the back, and then you end up driving through the wrong one.
The worst one is you're not paying attention to what side you're on.
That's what I mean.
And I'm driving down pit road. So you drive down pit road and go, damn, I'm on the wrong one. You're doing it at 35 miles an hour. Everybody else is doing it out there at 150. Then you got to go around. You get to turn the other turn, go around and pick up the one you're supposed to be on.
Yep. That was crazy. I remember, and then they patched it, and because NASCAR changed the rule, they had 1 entrance and 1 exit. But like when they had 2 separate entrances and 2 separate exits, I would be like, okay, I qualified 15th. I'm on the front. I'm on the front. I'm on the front. But then you accidentally go in the back sometimes, and you just track position. So that should be fun. I wonder if they'll run. Did you see too? Somebody actually rebuilt Bristol. I can't remember if I sent you the video. GP Labs did a review of it. In this game, somebody rebuilt Bristol from scratch. They didn't use the original track as a reference. They went from scratch, ground up, and rebuilt the original Bristol with the bumps and what you're talking about.
Yeah, but back when they had it on asphalt
And
instead
the
of concrete.
texturing, he was even zooming down on like how the lines don't line up in the real track. They get a little wiggly in the corner because they just screwed up the paint. Like everything is in this version of Bristol. I'll see if I can find you the link. GP Laps has a YouTube channel, and he does a lot of these old sims. That's all he does, old simulators. And he loves this game, and that track is crazy. To start from scratch, it is mind-boggling.
You think about it, there's 3 tracks out there that you got Bristol and you got Dover. They're all concrete tracks. And then you have Martinsville that the corners are concrete.
Yes.
Do you know the reason why they are concrete?
I mean, they're not going to heat up as much, and they don't fold. Because, I mean, as you're driving through it, they curl, right?
The asphalt could not handle the cup cars. They were just pulling it up.
It was curling up, yeah. That's what I figured,
ripping it up off the
it's
track.
softer, right?
It's because, it gets warm, and then it's malleable, basically.
Yeah.
So the tracks could not handle it, so they all went to concrete.
That makes sense. Yeah, because I see that in even in truck stops and stuff, when you can tell where they're all turning, because it just destroys the road.
Yep.
Because those vehicles are, some of them are 80,000 pounds, and they're all coming out of the parking lot the same way. Over the years, they just start rolling the road up. A lot of times they'll have concrete pads that are 100 by 100 feet coming out of these places, just because it doesn't get destroyed as quickly as asphalt would. But yeah, man, another fantastic race here at Maverick.
Absolutely. Good caution-free race. We don't get them too often in any of the leagues we run with. So.
Yeah. Any final thoughts before we bail?
I can put out the news that we decided to run a go-kart again for another year. So that's my sister's fault. So she talked me into going for another year. So we're going to be running it again. But other than that,
congratulations on the win last week.
Thank you.
Yeah, the black flag.
Yeah, well, the flagman and I are good buddies, and I work on his race car, and he's always wanted to give me the black flag, and so when instead of handing me the checkered flag, I did my victory lap with a black flag.
Perfect.
It was, some of the people that knew me from the old days just absolutely love it.
That's a neat little thing that just sort of happens, But yeah, thanks again, everybody who watched the race this evening, or is going to watch the replay, or watch it at all and interact with it. Very, very cool. Everybody comes out and likes what we're doing here. Of course, the drivers driving, the people watching, the people commenting, Ben and his whole crew for showing interest in our product and wanting us to call these races live. And we'll see you in a couple of weeks at Atlanta Motor Speedway. And thank you again, Sir Weston, for assisting in the co-hosting duties.
Absolutely. Love doing it.
Rock and roll, guys. Well, thanks again for watching, everybody. And as always, if the women don't find you handsome, they should at least find you handy. Keep your stick on the ice.